Thomas, how are you doing?
Hey, Scott.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, Friday Eve. We've made it.
Barely.
Barely.
Close.
I had a thought before the show,
What's
and
up?
I think a lot about a lot of things, and unfortunately, a lot of it's to the negative. But we always say Happy Friday Eve.
Hmm.
The week's coming to a close. We've made it. We're there. And I was sitting there going, and I don't. My math may be off, but I'm like, technically, the week's only 80% done. It's not. It feels like 99%. We're there, but it's only 80% of the way, right?
That's depressing. Each
I
day,
know it.
10%.
Just figured I'd share that with
You work 5 days a week.
yeah.
That's pretty depressing.
But
That's-
but it doesn't feel that way, right?
feels
No,
so much closer than that.
it feels done.
Wow.
It makes me wonder if there's a thing senioritis, if Friday-itis is a thing. We go into Friday a little slower, a little less effort, kind of milk it a little bit depending on what you're doing, and make it till the day's done and get there. But I don't know, just me.
Not just you. That's me too.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm a little bit slower on the pickup. I might be a little bit later on the start. Yes. That's. Is anyone else like that? I mean, Monday usually I do try to give it my all on Monday, right? It's like, hey, new week. Let's get this. Let's get a good start. I'm not the guy that drags myself in on Monday. I'm like, oh man, I actually like what I do, so that helps.
Same.
But yeah, by the end of the week, it's like, I'm ready for the Saturday. I'm ready for the down day.
Yeah, and when you step in on Monday, you're feeling as if I have a 12-hour day ahead of me. Well, some may. Let's just talk the 9 to 5ers, right? It feels like I got 12 hours ahead of me. But when you're facing a Friday, tomorrow's Friday, and you step in there in the morning, it's like, man, I've got like 5-hour workday today. It's gonna feel like I can bust through this thing.
See, when I worked for the federal government, we did like they called it like a 8-5-9 shift or something. I don't know what the numbers meant, but you'd work 5 days one week and then 4 days the next.
Right.
You'd have an extra hour every time. And so, man, the short weeks, those were short. And when they line up and it's like you're Thursday and then you get Friday off and then Monday's a holiday, it's like it feels like a month off. You're just like, I've won the lottery. I won't go back to work for years. But then coming back on a Tuesday, that was rough. Even though it was a short week, you have to work on Friday and it feels long.
Yeah. There was when I was contemplating trying to, well, I think I did, but I quit. But applying for the Frisco Police Department, they're on 4 and 3, so 4 on, 3 off, because you work 10-hour days, so you get your 40 hours first 4 days, and then you get 3 off. And I was thinking, 3 days off. I don't know how I could muster up the energy to go back to work after 3 solid days off. Although I think it would be awesome if that's the way the work week worked for everyone, because 2 days is just not enough to enjoy and relax and take a break. But I don't know if I could do it.
I think some states tried that, doing like 4-day work weeks.
Indeed.
And the problem they ran into was that the public wants access to infrastructure and services
Yes.
5 days a week, not just 4.
Correct.
So it became difficult. We're like, well, we're sort of short-staffed today. And there was like 2 days a week where nothing got done. And so productivity down the drain.
I had to go back. Gally Mae says, you do, Thomas. She did it.
Yep.
So she said, that's exactly how you feel. You get comfortable with those 3 days off and then go, oh, I got to go back to work.
Would you rather, I was thinking, would you rather have 2 Mondays or 2 Fridays? But I think would you rather have 2 Fridays in a week or 2 Mondays?
I feel as if, I don't know. It's
I'd
a
rather have
juggle.
2 Mondays.
Really?
Because when you wake up and you think it's Friday and then it's not, the week becomes the longest week ever.
Painful. Yeah.
Early in the week, it's like it's Monday. He's like, oh no, yesterday was Monday. It was like, oh, I'm cool, whatever. I've got the full week ahead of me. It's fine. But it's when you think it's like the expectation that I'm about to be done with work, that the anticipation starts building, and then the depression sets in when you realize you're another day off.
That's a great point, because Monday through Wednesday, although we get the whole hump day cheer, we're halfway there, but still we're not there yet. So it's Monday through Wednesday is like 3 Mondays. I mean, you're in the trenches. You're not home free yet. Thursday, the teaser kicks in, the podcast, which everyone in the world tunes in and watches this, and they're all excited for Friday. So, but
The numbers show that.
yeah. But
Well, speaking of disappointments, while we're on the topic,
diving in.
2 Mondays. I wasn't talking about the podcast. Speaking of disappointments, if we can, first story of the night is actually a disappointing one, and I believe this one's out of Missouri. And if somebody could help me with the pronunciation, the town name it's sort of spelled like November, but it's different. It's Novinger. Is that right? Novinger.
I would say Novinger.
Novinger. Okay.
But who knows?
Somebody does. Somebody
there are people in chat from Missouri.
That's my hometown.
Yeah.
And if it was, you probably have heard about this watching chat to see if somebody is like, yes, I was born there.
It's feel like Ryan Hall, y'all gets called out real quick if you miss it.
I'm thinking it's a smaller town. I have not Googled it, but probably a smaller town. Anyway, 40 years ago, I guess all the town officials got together and decided, wouldn't it be great if we made a little time capsule and buried it, and put all our stuff in, and then 40 years from now we're gonna forget. That's the idea, right? That we're going to forget what's in it, and then we'll open up and like, whoa, look at this. And you put it in 40 years ago. The idea is you sort of want to be around for it. I mean, why would you bury a time capsule and be like, I can't wait to not be here when this gets opened? Maybe some people do that, but so they bury a time capsule, and they X marks the spot. They've got the pirate map and everything, and the 40 years go by. I don't know why it's 40 years. Actually,
I don't either.
That seems to be like the acceptable time. Anytime before that, it's almost treated like grave robbing.
Too early.
Open the time capsule. Now we're cursed.
Yeah.
But after 40 years, it's acceptable to open the time capsule, and then without fail, they struggle to actually locate the time capsule because the pirate map was not either drawn to scale. The guy who did the map, was drunk at the time. Whatever happened, or maybe it was something malicious. Somebody like, yeah, this will be funny. I'll mark the wrong spot. Anyway, one of those things happened, and on Sunday they're like, big ceremony. Everyone gets together. Let's start digging. Let's dig up the time capsule. And they dig and they dig and they dig, and they don't find it. And pretty soon the mayor's like, obviously, the little egg on the face, like, bring in the backhoe, and no more shovels. Let's get this thing done. Not on my watch. They bring in the backhoe, and no go. They do not find their time capsule. And it's not until Monday, when workers are trying to repair the damage everyone's done by digging up the ground, that they find the thing. And yay, we found it. And everyone's like, quick, grab the newspaper. Everyone gather around. They open the thing up, and it is completely saturated, soggy, just pulp mess. Anything that was in there is
destroyed.
It's gone. It's gone. It got flooded.
Complete, utter disappointment.
Yeah. So if you think you've had a bad day, think of the guy who built the time capsule and 40 years later realized he failed at his job. And got flooded. It's pretty simple. I mean, use a PVC pipe and some cement glue, and you're done. I mean,
there's sides, nothing. It's going to penetrate that. I mean, it is. I mean, throw it in the ocean. It's going to be fine.
It'll live forever.
Yep. But nope.
So now they're saying, well, let's try this again. One more. What's another 40 years between friends, right? So they're gonna try to bury another time capsule. Obviously, they're putting a little more thought and effort into the watertight factor, and they're also
hopefully
it's ideas of what to put inside, which I imagine is things that are not made out of paper, just in case.
Ideally, I just had a thought.
What's that?
We need to contact Guinness Book of World Records and see the longest running podcast, and if we are still running, when they unearth the next time capsule 40 years from now, and we're still covering this article. That's got to be worth something.
It's almost like Inception, but not. It's just endurance. It's just a straight endurance.
Yeah. I would be, if we did this 40 years from now, I would be 79 years old covering the story.
I would be older.
I wonder what our technology would be like.
We'd pretty much just beam it into somebody's brain. We'd just like telepathically link, send out the signal.
Be terrifying.
It'll be a little 3D model of us on your desktop talking to each other, little miniature size like Star Wars on the battle plan. That's how I think it's going to go. We're probably just a couple years away from that anyway. So.
This is true. This is true. Kelly,
I've always wanted to find a time capsule, but that's not. I always want to find the jar of coins. That's why you'd metal detect, right? You're looking for that jar of coins that somebody hid after they robbed the bank and got away with it, right? Because then it's fair game,
right?
You don't want to find the one that has like the bank deposit slip from somebody else. That's like, oh, this was their money.
You're just turning it in.
Mm-hmm. But eventually, one day, might find it. But I guess this weekend, because of the storm, I've been watching the news. The beaches are just demolished. The sand is gone. Mm-hmm. But this is great news for finding gold specifically. Like, it's not as good for silver. Silver's not as heavy, but gold drops out when like sand gets stirred up. Gold just drops straight down. And so
it's great for people like you.
Yes. So I'm going to take tomorrow off. I know it's a big day with Don Idelson, but I need to get out to the beach and score me some rings. No, I'm not taking tomorrow off. I'll be here. So maybe.
Quick side note. Mm-hmm. Our town in Missouri, it's Navinger.
It's a hard G. Gur.
Navinger.
Is it the only Navinger in the United States? It seems like a rather unique name as far as towns go. I'm going to check.
There's no way. I feel like there's 10 of each.
How many towns
we're going down
or cities?
Because if there's more than one, then my search is not
named. Noving. It's ing, right? Novinger.
Yep.
Okay. And the Google machine says there's one town.
Wow.
Missouri.
Holy mackerel! They need to have a big sign, the one and only.
That's like my town. There's only one.
Texas. Is it really? There's only one Aden.
There's only one Aden, and there's only one Collard Festival because nobody else wants to.
Well, I believe that more than I do one Aden, but wow, that's awesome. That's unbelievable. So I'm gonna jump ahead. I've got it further down on the list, but because we're just kind of revealing a few things, I've got on our note sheet, which I didn't prep Scott for this or even show him or tell him anything, but on our script says things to ponder.
Okay.
And so I found this list of things I thought was pretty neat, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard this already and have seen it, and some of them I think are not so much, but it's worth a read. I think it's kind of cool. So things to ponder, and here's how it goes. What if my dog only brings the ball back because he thinks I like throwing it? Ever
Dogs
think about
the most patient animals?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he wants to play again.
Here we go.
I guess I have to wag the tail.
I got to act excited to keep my owner happy because he feeds me, and I'll get a treat when I'm done if I keep bringing the ball so we can keep throwing it. Right. But I all think we understand that the dog loves fetching it. That's what they do. But
I'm going to hang on to that belief.
If the poison expiration date is passed, does that mean it's less or more poisonous?
This is a great question because we have some poison in our house right now.
Really?
Mouse poison, and it looks like it. Honestly, it looks like rabbit food. Okay, it's one of those little trays with little pellets. Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, so where do we put it? We put it in our pantry with the rest of the food. We figure if if the mouse is looking for food, because I had to kill 3 mice in my house. And I'm like, if there's 3, there's probably 20, right? It's like rabbits. By the time you see them, there's more. So I have some poison out, but it was old poison. And I'm not sure if it goes stale or goes bad, but I have not seen any mice. And I took a picture. Like you open it, it comes in a little tray, like a little red plastic tray, and you like tear the top off, and it's like a ready to eat, ready to serve type thing.
Yeah.
So I had it down there in the corner, and I took a picture so I could see every single, what is it, kernel of grain or kernel of, and I keep going in and taking another picture, and then I compare the images side by side to see if a mouse moved one or like chewed on one a little bit, and they haven't. So either it works really well and they're like, nope, stay out of this house, there's poison, or maybe just being around it killed them. I don't know.
So kind of funny. I was not listening to you. I was searching for a Facebook feed that I couldn't find it because you said you keep it in your pantry. Mm-hmm. My wife made a Facebook post one night because I made waffles for our family. But somehow, some way, someone in the cooking spray section of our pantry put aerosol sunscreen. And I just it looked just like the imitation butter spray. So I grabbed it, sprayed the waffle maker down, threw the waffle mix in. The waffles were burning and smelt weird.
But they wouldn't turn brown. They stayed light colored.
So I pulled the first bit out and tasted it, and all I could taste was sunscreen, chemical-like. And I go back to the butter and look at it, and then it was SPF 65, something or other. And so, of course, my wife was like, no need to get sunburned, eating. So I know she posted on Facebook, but I don't know how it got there because that little cupboard is my area and my spot. And I can promise you I would never put sunscreen up there. So someone put it up there just to get out of the way and move it. Thought it was something. But into the house, the kitchen smelled so bad from that sunscreen being in a waffle maker. It was terrible.
That's pretty bad. I don't know if anyone else has done that. And now I'm a little nervous because we use the aerosol spray. Like usually it's like olive oil or vegetable oil or something in a compressed spray. I don't know why we use that instead of just like.
It's more convenient. You don't have to heat the pan and then swirl and spread it. You can just coat the entire pan and be done. That's why it's convenience.
I prefer the other method. I prefer to.
Well, it's better for you too.
Brush and brush it on cracks and crevices of the waffle maker and everything else.
100%.
But that reminds me, why did the boy throw the stick of butter out the window? Wanted to see the butterfly. Sorry, we're talking about oil and all that. Okay, give me something else to ponder.
This is perfect. On par with the sunscreen story. Which letter in scent, not the smell, not the money, is silent? Is it the S or the C?
Scent.
I mean, you got to ponder it, right? Most assumptions it's going to be the C because it starts with S. You go with the beginning letter and all that.
Like the money scent is pronounced the same way.
Right. Yeah.
One of them.
Do twins ever realize, this one's actually kind of comical to me. Do twins ever realize that one of them is unplanned? Oh no.
We don't have any twins in our families. Like, and in the my immediate family, there are no twins. Like all my siblings, none of my cousins, there are just no twins. I don't know. I always thought it would be cool to have twins.
Yeah.
Just like as a novelty, which is probably why I don't have any. Because not a novelty, especially growing up. Like what? I got twice the work. I thought I was signing up for one.
Future makes a great point. I mean, both of them could be unplanned. It's true. Good point.
Yeah. Any twins in chat?
And I didn't write these, by the way. I'm just reading these that I found. So don't come at me if you don't like them. But why is W pronounced W instead of double V? My only thinking is they went off of the lowercase w and not the uppercase W
I,
somehow.
I immediately thought about French, where it's W, but that's still a V.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So we've got just a couple left. So
Okay.
so this is one that I know we know is false, but it's just funny to think about if it was true. What if oxygen is actually killing you and it just takes 75 to 100 years to work? It's
I think that's pretty true. I'm not sure.
This one, spot on. Every time you clean, you make something else dirty. Think about you're going to clean your counter, your wash rag, paper towel, whatever you're using that gets dirty.
You're
Yep.
just transferring the mess somewhere else.
Yeah, just relocation of the
My
mess.
kids clean. We're cleaning up in the front room, it's like, hey, everyone clean up the front room, and it's sparkling. And then you try to go up the stairs, like, why can I not step on a step? Because everything that was in the front room is now on the steps.
Totally. It's the old childhood adage, right? My room is so clean, but then you look under your kid's bed and it's just pigsty. They just stuffed everything under the bed when there was nothing under the bed to begin with.
These are deep thoughts.
They're good. This one, I would say is very accurate. 100 years ago, everyone had a horse and only the rich had a car. Today, the majority has a car and only the rich have horses. I wouldn't necessarily say only the rich have horses, but if you take a majority, because there's still a lot of folks that actually live by horse and wagon and whatnot in certain communities, and they're not swimming in wealth by any means. But if you take a good chunk of people, if you own cars and horses.
And we found out from that trial where the lady light the house on fire. The horses are very expensive. Only the rich have horses. Mm-hmm. This comment by Millie, I almost deleted it. I'm like, that's not appropriate in chat. But then I read it again. Everyone has kicked a pregnant woman. You were just really small when you did it. All right. So,
yes. Okay.
Made me think.
Made me too. No crimes.
And we're demonetized.
That's right. This one's great. I wish I could put the text on screen because it's hearing it. It's harder than reading it because you have to kind of go back and do what it's telling you to do. So you got to follow this one really, really close.
I'm ready.
If you replace the W with the letter T in what, where, and when, you have the answer to each one.
That, there, and then.
Right.
What? That. Where, there, when, then. Wow.
Yeah, never would have.
Red pen, you've ever heard of that before? So, English teacher.
It's like I wrote that one. That's
teach that.
I start every year with that one. See what the kids think. The other jewels. You are making me think so much. Sorry. This was supposed to be lighthearted, fun, and easy. No one's supposed to think tonight. And last but not least, I love this one. This one's super easy. Everyone will get it immediately. But I never thought about it. It makes sense. If you rip a hole in a net, you have less holes than you started with in your net. It's true.
If you rip a hole
in your net, you have less holes than you started with in your net. You have less holes, now there's just a bigger one in there, and
you're combining holes, so they
correct.
Wanted to.
Yeah. So those are things to ponder.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm going to sit the night with my eyes stared at the ceiling, just like, T and W. What else does that? What else does that?
What else can I ponder?
Red pen says, fewer holes, not less. There you go.
I will say this, Red. I'm so glad you don't do this in mod chat because I wouldn't be able to hang out. Do it if you did.
Well, we have covered a story here on the podcast many, many times about a certain amusement park that
I know this answer.
what is it? In the innermost link on the highway, the inside or the outside lanes?
They are, well, I will say this much. Most people say the left lane, the passing lane, the fast lane, etc. But if you are talking law enforcement, that far inner lane is the number one lane that goes from inner to outer. So it would be the 1, 2, 3. 3 being the slow lane, right lane, one closest to the shoulder. So
I'm a winner, so I always stay in lane number 1.
Which would be the fast lane, the most inner lane.
No matter if there's nobody in 2 or 3.
Oh no, you're still just driving it.
Yeah. All right, we're talking about the amusement park that has had some issues where they keep having rides that are failing and people are getting stuck on them. Is this park in Ohio? Yes, it is. It is in Ohio. Apparently, the wrong rider got stuck. That's all I can deduce from this. The wrong person got the bad end of the deal. Maybe they were stuck in line and they're like, "What is taking so long? I've been standing for hours. Dad, do something about this." Well, dad in this case is a lawmaker. So so we have in Ohio new legislation which has been written called the Real-Time Ride Status Notification Act, which I think they should come up with a much better acronym for, because RTRSNA is not, it's nothing. So if you guys can suggest something that a better way to name this, let me know, because I think there's is it Cedar Point?
It's our infamous ride that.
Who?
Did that's you me. Like that? Yeah. Because we're under your StreamYard. So when I type it and post it,
I just wrote something in chat and I didn't know I did it.
No, so I can type
I had no idea you could do that.
So I can do something
my wife who had logged in or something.
No, I can do something like this.
Number needs a raise. Yeah, let's turn that off. So Cedar Point, specifically Siren's Curse in Cedar Point. The ride is apparently cursed. It has been stuck many times with riders forced to evacuate from 160 feet in the air. The lawmaker, state rep Sean Patrick Brennan, has introduced this legislation that requires live updates on ride closures at Ohio amusement parks. And as I read this, I thought, okay, that's a great idea. Doesn't Disney already do this on their app? They're like, here's the wait time for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
They're basically saying you have to be like Disney. Right. We need to know what the delay is. And then I'm sitting here thinking one more time, shouldn't legislation be maybe focused more on our freeways and commute
than the amusement?
Nice to know if I'm going to be late for work this morning because you guys can't get the whole interchange system working with each other before you're worried about whether I'm going to have to wait an extra 10 minutes in line to ride this ride or not. But apparently in Ohio, the biggest problems are in the amusement parks, not in traffic. So that law written last week, and I guess it's probably got some co-sponsors. It probably resonates with some of the audience, some of the what do they call it when you represent somebody? Constituents.
Yeah.
Is you or is you not my constituency? Yeah. That constituency. But I imagine a lot don't care.
No. This one, because where is it? The stats, because we have mentioned this exact same ride 3 times or so now, but it's the Siren's Curse coaster stalled multiple times since opening in June, leaving riders stranded more than 150 feet in the air after opening June powered. I read a number somewhere. It was since June they've been stranded like 5 times. Yeah.
5 times since June.
That's terrible. I mean, how is there a line right now to get on that thing? Who is signing up to ride it?
Well, I imagine
Why?
every other car actually gets to ride it. There's another ride also there, their top thrill coaster. It had to close just days after it opened, and it closed for months for repairs before it opened again.
Jeez.
But I'm sure their ticket price rose in anticipation of, we have the best ride, and then you don't get to ride it.
That's crazy. That actually reminds me of a local story here, not one we're going to cover. Um, Part of our town has infrastructure where we're in a main thoroughfare, right? We're north, south, east, west intersections of major highways collide. And so a lot of truck traffic, everything else. And so they had to build some overpasses that carry people over downtown, the big trucks and everything to keep them
Right.
moving and not get through 15 stoplights, et cetera. Well, as the town spread out, they had to include new, what they call flyovers. They're just big, giant ramps that connect to these as well. Well, big project. People were waiting a couple of years. They're finally about to be open, and right before they open, they oh nope, sorry, we got to take them down and redo them. Everyone,
Whoa.
what? Days before opening, and it's because of the engineers and the firm that did it. So they're big, giant turning flyovers, is what they call it. They did the banking opposite. So if you're on this big giant turn where it should be banked this way, you're turning this way, but banked the opposite way, which would inevitably throw you over off the ramp. 60, 70 feet is how high they are, at least,
They
if
took
not
one of
more.
the VIPs doing an early test ride to discover there was a problem.
Yes. So they had to take them all down because they built these big flyovers in concrete sections and placed them together. They had to start taking them back down, remove them. And so we waited another like year and a half for them to rebuild and redo it. But thought, glad you didn't open them up and have about 15 cars go off the edge and go,
Hold, please.
yeah, let's start over again.
That's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Um,
And the money wasted. I mean, holy mackerel.
oh, I'm sure there was millions,
Oh,
millions there that just washed down the drain.
yes.
This amusement park thing, I'm looking at how they plan to solve this. It's basically just an app. You have to tell them within 5 minutes um, that there's a ride closure or whatever else. It's going to be over oversight is the Ohio Department of Agriculture.
Hmm.
Do they not have? Don't you guys have like plenty of corn and stuff like that they should worry about?
What are they doing?
why, why is the Department of Ag the guys are like, oh, you've got some spare time? I thought pretty much Ohio was like all agriculture,
A lot of ag.
but
Apparently not.
yeah, it's like Department of Agriculture and rides.
Different. Very
Maybe
different.
maybe the connection's like, well, it's usually a state farm. You go to the state fair for agriculture to see who's got the best ear of corn, and then while you're there, you ride a ride. So it might as well just have one inspector for everything.
Correct.
Give out the blue ribbon and issue fines for
All
carnival rides.
encompassing. It's a while you're there thing. Let's just see how you could do this.
It was a lateral promotion for the Department of Agriculture inspector. He's like, can you also brush up on ride technology
Yeah.
cues?
Speaking of my town and ag,
Mhm.
this is breaking news for Wichita Falls, Texas, which is because we came out of a drought a couple years ago, but this year we hit our annual rainfall within 6 months. We've had lower temps than expected. I mean, usually we have triple digit temps for days and weeks and whatnot. We've only hit it a couple times. Therefore, lawns are growing galore, which I love. I love mowing the lawn, keeping it green, getting it going. So I'm excited. But there's a lot of city owned property that, there's one of me and my mower in my 1 yard. Easy peasy. But when you talk the acreage the city owns and the 20 people in the 10 mowers and tractors they own, you can't keep up. So apparently this is a thing because I was informed today that Ivan Victor is actually starting to build something like this because it's popular everywhere else, but it's new to me. Wichita Falls, Texas, to begin using goats to help grass manicuring throughout different properties. They're starting in what's a popular place here called Weeks Park. They're going to have a shepherd and a dog to make sure that the goats stay where they're supposed to be, which I think is super cool.
I think you have to call him a goat herder because the shepherd sounds like sheep.
They
You've
call him
got
a
sheep and
shepherd in
goats.
the article.
Hmm.
So they just about a month ago, the city's looking for bids for companies to help mow the grass around town. And so instead of going with a mowing company, they went with herd of goats.
What is it? What are the qualifications to be a shepherd? Like if you're looking for a summer job, I mean, the
You
dog's going to do the
you
work,
leave
right?
you leave 99 behind and you go for the one. No, I don't know. Sorry. Sorry, keep that out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's a practical test. You
Demonetized.
got to find the missing goats. Um, maybe you just have to feed them. I don't know. But
You got to be a goat whisperer.
I don't know. I'm curious when they list the job description. I'm curious what it would take because I imagine you don't have to have your own herd. It's not like
Will they listen to you if it's a random herd?
it's going to be like city owned goats, right? They're like
No, this is
government.
contracted out.
Oh, I thought the local town was going to have like its own goat herd.
No, our town's not smart enough to do that. It's goatscaping. It's a thing.
We can't do it in North Carolina. Usually, most things that need to be mowed here are the side of roads. I don't think the goats would be smart enough to stay off the road. So, mowing the side of the road in North Carolina is a full-time, year-round job.
Right.
And there are crews that do nothing. I mean, when we talk about crews, we're talking about hundreds of people in one town that mow year-round. And it's all they can do to just keep up. And by the time they come around and mow again a couple weeks later, it's 2 feet tall.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a little pond in our community here that it's awesome following the local Facebook page because they'll be out there, they'll mow it, edge it, trim it. And, it's not their only property, right? 3 days later, we have maybe a good rain. It's summer heating, Bermuda grass, just they're on. Why aren't they already back? 2 days later, mowing. It's like, okay, come on. So maybe I'll propose goats to our little neighborhood community here. See what they do.
Maybe I don't know. I don't want to be the goat herder, the shepherd. But I did go to my local park the other day, and my town's not the smartest when it comes to parks and money, right? So we have a park that is sort of on the outskirts of town, which it probably gets like 3 or 4 people to actually come and play in the park during the day. It has some soccer fields, and so they'll get like some soccer and football practice occasionally, and they charge like $1 per person to go into the park when there's a little team there.
Okay.
So nobody supports the local teams because it's just expensive to walk in there. $1 per person every day. Every time you go to practice, it costs money. And then we have the frisbee golf, the disc golf course on the back 40, which is huge, and we get college students to come there and they have a blast. But I'm sitting there at the park, and I actually went on a date with Mrs. RA, and we ate our food at the park. We got Subway sandwiches and ate at the park.
Okay.
And while we're there, there's a city employee who's just sitting there on his phone. And it's his job to charge people if they show up and want to play in the, I don't know what it is, 30-foot diameter water park area. $1 per hour. And
30?
Yeah, it's like 30 feet across. It's tiny. Okay, it's a little tiny kids playground, and it's got like a little bucket that dumps water and a couple little fountain things. That's it. It's the lamest thing ever. I'm thinking this guy's got to be making at least minimum wage, right? It's a government job, probably a little higher, and it's probably benefits too because it's a government job. And he sits here and collects $1. It's $1 a day, not per hour. $1, per visit.
Per day.
Per kid who goes, just kids. Parents, you can't play in the water, and also it's free. So you on a good hot day, you might get 10 kids there.
Right.
Which justifies him for 1 hour.
Yeah, where's the
I would do a FOIA request, but I think it would just make me cry. It's like, where who is the genius that said, I've got an idea. Let's charge for this. Just let it run. It's not like there's no place to drown. Okay. The water just goes anyway. It's
Yeah.
we just it just does its thing. But instead we pay a guy to charge them $1 so that nobody yeah. Anyway, I've got complaints. I'll have to go to
That's
a town hall meeting or something.
that's terrible. That's there was I'm not going to out them, but there was a facility here near a golf course that had what they call a little halfway house. Not one that you would typically follow on your channel, but one on a golf course
Mhm.
where after you play your first 9 holes, it's a little hut. It's got a couple hot dogs and a cooler full of beer, right? And the golfers can restock and load up. Well, after a while, they looked at the math of employing someone to sit there and serve the hot dog and the beer versus how much it was selling. And they said, let's just go to an honor system because we don't care how much they steal. It's not going to be in more than what we've been losing paying the person to sit there. So if 20 packs of beer get stolen, we're still winning because we're not paying this person XYZ hours to sit there while no one's there. That was
It's
the logic.
it's not like people are going to come to the golf course and be like, "Hey, let's load up the cart on beer." No, that's not going to happen.
They
So
walk in, they want to, and if they sign a ticket and put some cash down, they do. If they take 2, they don't. But you're not paying that person $12 an hour to sit there all day long when 10 people come through the whole place and buy a couple of beers. So I just thought that's actually a funny argument to have of we'll let the thieves take what they want because we'll lose less than paying someone to be there.
we're spending more on theft
Mm.
deterrence than we're actually losing on theft.
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty sure if I go to the city, I could win this because my city is broke. Like we're so broke, we have to pay somebody else to take our garbage out because we can't even fix our garbage truck.
Third party. Oh boy.
So we've and they're terrible. We just switched like last month, and they miss half the roads.
Oh
And they're like,
no.
and so you call and complain. And you're like, you didn't come and get our garbage. And they're like, all right, we'll get you next week. I'm like, no, 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 that doesn't
It,
fix anything,
it's
right?
full.
Full. I'm like, it's okay. We'll be by next week and get it. And they're like, okay, I'll just put the extra garbage next to the can so you can get my 2 weeks of garbage. Nope. If it's not in the can, we're not picking it up. It's terrible. So anyway, we're broke. We're so broke we cannot afford to pay anybody anything. And so if I went to them and said, hey, I can save you a position because this guy's not making us any money,
That
um,
guy.
I would win. But I feel bad taking the guy's job.
Yeah, but you gotta
He's doing
surely,
nothing in my
surely
defense.
that's a
He is,
retired guy that doesn't need that money. He's just
it's
sitting there.
worse. It's worse. It's a cash system, and there's only one player, and there is no log, there is no sign here. It's just you show up, give the guy $1, and he's like, "All right, you can go in." So we might have theft. I'm just
So,
saying might. I'm not saying he's stealing anything, but we might have theft on top of this expense.
so he turns in. We had 2 visitors today, but y'all had 10. So he's
And we
taking
might have
$8.
40, and he logs 3.
And they go, okay, we had 3. We take his word for it.
It's like a tip. Yeah,
Your city's not the brightest.
we're not. No,
You
we.
don't have to say we're not because you're not in the decision making.
I've been here long enough that I have to take some level of ownership.
Like
But
you do get to vote there, so I guess yeah, technically, but that's wild.
anyway, I'm about to kick some teenager out of his cushy summer job where he gets to just surf the interwebs all day long. So
Oh, it's a teenager in that role?
yeah, yeah, just a
Oh no, no, no. That's
I would, I would I would not say young punk, but I will say his pants were about around his knees, and he walks. You know, like he's just like,
okay.
don't do that. This,
I'm picturing like a Walmart greeter on his
no,
part-time
no,
gig
they have
there.
skills. They have skills. Walmart greeters are essential employees, pretty much. This was not so much.
That's oh man, that's terrible. I I will say our town is decent in one regard when we're talking trash services, right?
Mhm.
And I think I've shared this before, but uh, scheduling is not their best because on street sweeping days, they have scheduled it on trash collecting days. So we all have our cans out on the curb. So you
Okay.
watch a street sweeper just go veer around every trash can, around every house. So
Nice.
schedule those the opposite, and then
You
you
can
can
clean the whole road.
run. Yeah, but nope, they are scheduled on the days that trash pickup is, and no, it's not to pick up maybe trash that has fallen from the truck when they dump the no, because they come early in the morning and they veer around all the cans, and then that one I'll never understand.
My
The
town
best
does.
part is our mayor lives on our street, so he's got to see it.
We do a similar thing. I live on a road where there's a parade. Like when we have our Collard Festival, I live on that road.
Okay.
And so one day of the year, people who live here walk out to the side of the street and watch tractors drive by. That's what happens. This is not like people don't come here for this, right? They don't like,
Right.
hey, let's go check out the parade. It's pretty much if your kid's in it, you watch.
Right.
Um, the month leading up to it, the town spends a fortune. They come through, they prune people's trees, they cut back the grass, they edge, they do everything. Well, we're getting close. They've started doing that. Last week, they went through and just did all the edging and stuff on the gutters. They chose the day where we were scheduled to have torrential rainfall.
Okay. Yep.
So we've got all these clumps of grass and dirt that have been trimmed off the sidewalk on the curb in the gutter. Rain comes, washes it down, clogs the whole system. We had
Flooding.
cops parked in the water with their lights on to keep people from driving down because it was too deep and people were stalling their cars out on the road because we have parade coming. we've got to get these streets looking good.
Oh, that's terrible.
What is all the gifting happening for? Is somebody trying to hit somebody? We've got a whole bunch of gifted memberships.
People are dumping gifts left and right.
Kay in South Carolina on an Alaskan cruise, but glad to be here now. Kay,
That's incredible, by the way. How are you
31
pulling
months.
that off?
Oh, gee. Glad you have Wi-Fi. Enjoy the cruise. You're probably nice and bright up there still. Dan B gifted a membership. Thank you, Deanne. Regina Crawford gifted a membership. Thank you, Regina. Deanie Mullis Diver gifted 5 memberships. Hilda B gifted a membership. Gailey May gifted a membership, and Lois Cox gifted a membership. Thank you to all you amazing, generous people, and congratulations to the recipients. That's super, super generous of you. Don't cut your grass. Let the city do it. I have a neighbor. I've told you, I've got this amazing neighbor. I love him. He's a great guy. He's older.
He helped you with your tractor or your lawnmower on point on a live stream.
Yeah. You know him. He's you see him because he's loaded. Okay, locked and loaded. Always got on the hip, and he's getting older, and memory is fading, and he's forgetting that he mows my lawn. And so he keeps mowing it sometimes back to back days. And we're down to dirt. There's nothing. He keeps lowering the blade.
Oh no.
There's nothing to mow. And if it's not shooting out the side, it's not working right. So it keeps going lower.
Oh.
I don't know how to tell him because he loves mowing. And honestly, I'm just like, I'm fine with it. Luckily, we live in North Carolina. Everything will recover in 2 weeks. It's
true.
It's not like we're living in the desert where, if it doesn't have enough green on top, it's going to die. It's going to be great. But
I have an idea. Tell him you need Christmas lights hung, and he'll do it over and over and over again, and you'll just be plentiful of Christmas decorations.
He mowed over my Christmas lights last time.
Okay.
And completely mangled it, just sucked them all in under the mower.
Gary, we have issues.
And I just bought the big net one for the bush. It was the net. It was gone. So
Jennifer Jupiter says, hello, can you mow? Hello,
is it the meat guy? Yes, it is the meat guy.
Yeah.
Same dude. Love him.
Great guy.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. Help me. I'm looking for answers. His truck broke down.
You just ride it out.
What?
You just got to let him ride it out.
No. His truck broke down, and he always goes downtown and eats at the local restaurant, and it wasn't working. He's still going to go down, so he hopped on his riding lawnmower and rode it down the street all the way downtown, parked it there on the sidewalk, and rode it back.
Legend.
Like, yeah, it's all good.
They know who he is. They know the story. Yeah. gonna let that
You're a
go.
great guy.
Just don't do it during the parade, Gary.
Yeah.
Just like
No, that's the time you do ride your mower. There's so many riding lawnmowers on our parade. We don't have four-wheelers around here. Like other parts of the country, they've got like ATVs and art, the side-by-sides. We're
Yeah.
pretty much just straight tractors. So if it's not a tractor, it's a riding lawnmower, and that's what you ride here.
He was just riding the route, getting ready for the parade. When is the parade, by the way?
I don't know. It comes up on a Saturday here soon. I never know until like they block the street off. I'm like, I'm trying to go somewhere. Oh, that's another thing. If I can complain just for one more minute.
Of course. That's what the people are here for.
The parade, it's cool. I like it. I love celebrating the town. I buy the shirts. I've got the Collard Festival shirts. I participated on committees. I go down. We watch the bands play and stuff like that. We go downtown.
The kids have to love it too, right?
Videos for it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. The cops are so serious about blocking off the road that I live on a corner street. And so imagine this. I'm sitting on a corner right now. Where I'm facing is a side street that goes between two main roads.
Okay.
Main road over here, parade goes down this way, and it comes back the other way. But it dissipates way before it comes back over here. They block off both ends of this road.
You're stuck for the whole duration.
And trying to convince them that I live here and have to park in between the two, you're likely to get shot. I mean, they are so, they're just like, they're militant about it. No, I'm blocking this off. Sorry, it's a parade. You cannot come down here, because they're like defending the parade, and like the town's honor is basically on the line.
Right.
It's like, if I let somebody through, ruins the whole thing. I'm like, I'm not going to go all the way down. I turn in right there. I mean, that's my house. You can see it. Every single time I have to fight them.
Show me a warrant if you want to get in there. You're not getting in there.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's pretty wild.
No, that's all.
Well, speaking of city government and things of that nature, I had a fun experience today. I went and I renewed my driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
Made an appointment for today, 2:00. It went so smooth as butter. I have no complaints for a local DMV. I filled out the renewal notice and everything online, printed it, took it with me, made my appointment, got there 25 minutes early. They saw me close to on time. They did everything they had to do. Here you go, and you'll get your new one. And Texas is doing brand new licenses. Supposedly, they have 3 or 4 new ways to deter identity theft and security measures and whatnot. I just thought it was kind of funny because my license expires in January 20th. I renewed it today. But they send a renewal notice. I got it in the mail. I opened it and thought, okay, it must be one of our vehicles' registration is up, right?
I mean, 30 days to get it done, or else I'm a violator.
Where my brain went, 100%. And I open it and it says your driver's license expires January 2026. Time to renew. And I went, what? Well, I'll go ahead and I just happened to be sitting here in my office when I was opening my mail and went, well, okay, let's go online, let's book an appointment and get it done. But I did, and it was 2.5 weeks out was the next available appointment. So I'm betting that's why they do it so early, because imagine if I waited, until close to time, if they're backed out 2.5 weeks. So I'm glad I did and got it early, but I just thought it was kind of funny.
Are your DMVs, are they government employees or are they contracted out?
Government employees.
Trade you.
Our trash collecting service are government employees through the city. Our DMV is all government employees.
North Carolina,
they're all friendly. They're very friendly.
DMVs. And so what you end up with is some company who rents like the cheapest, trashiest, smallest strip mall joint in a terrible part of town because, lower overhead, and employees who just don't give a dang at all. They're like, turn your phone off. No phone ringing. It's like, why? Will it disturb your sleep? Because you're doing jack squat up there. And there's 20 people in line holding a number, and you're doing absolutely nothing. And I can see that. And what's her name back there is talking to the other person, and she's doing nothing either.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's so bad, and these places close down. They're like, they get
Of
shut down
course.
apparently because they haven't processed enough stuff. They're like, it's like a business. They bilk the government for a while, and then they get shut down, and then they open another one. They bilk the government for a while.
Yeah.
And so when it comes time to actually get renewed, you go online and you join one of the community Facebook pages. And you're like, okay, guys, help me out here. I need to renew my driver's license. And they're like, all right, Thursdays after 6, 2 hours that way, there's a little town, and there's a guy there. You want to get them on his shift because that's the only way you're getting it. And so you have to strategize and be like, people, please help me out here, or else it won't happen. Because you can show up, they don't care. They don't care in the slightest bit. You've got to drive like to another county to get it done from one of the companies that just started out, and they might have accidentally hired an employee who cares, and that's, otherwise you're just out of luck.
And the employee goes, "Oh wait, we're not supposed to care here," and so that goes down the way.
Gets fired for
for caring.
It's really damaging morale here because everyone else looks bad.
Right. Bugdog says we just do it online here. We do as well, but I don't remember what it is. You have 2 years of online renewals, and then they make you go back in and redo your picture, and if anything's changed with their eyesight, etc., so they can update that on your license. And then Regina says you have to make an appointment. PA, just walk on in. You can just walk on in here as well, but a few of our offices locally are fairly busy. So if you make an appointment and go, you're going to wait for maybe a half hour. If you just walk in, you're going to wait for anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. So that's why we make the
Pretty
appointments.
sure here you have to make an appointment as well, but you can only do it by walking in. It's like it's the most backwards thing in the world. It's terrible, and they always close down on different days without warning. Let me complain about one more thing while we're on government complaints.
Please do.
Taxes, property taxes. I'm not going to argue whether they're good or bad or indifferent, okay? But I made the mistake of buying a lot. I bought a property that is 2 lots. One is non-buildable, meaning it's too small to do jack squat on, and the other is where the house is.
Mhm.
I cannot. It's 6 years now. I cannot get the county to combine the two. There's nobody ever in the history of ever going forward will be able to do a thing with that lot, and I cannot get them to combine the two. I cannot get them to change my address from the address I gave them when I was buying the property as where I currently live, which was many states away, 2,000 miles away. They still to this day mail the property tax notice just for the new lot, just for that tiny lot. Okay, we're talking $12 a year or something is the property tax.
Right.
And I'm going to get arrested and thrown in jail over tax evasion because we do everything like, all right, we fixed it, we've updated it. We got the red notice again. The one that's like, if you don't do this, it's going up for auction. It's like, sell it, please. I want to see somebody buy it. No one's going to bid because you can't do anything on it.
You can't build. You can't do anything.
Yeah. Anyway,
doesn't even have like a mini driveway on it or something, but
no, it's
just that strip of grass that you paid to mow. Well, Gary mulches for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's basically a barren stretch. There was at one point a small shed that I think had some sort of chemical spill because there's a spot that grass has never grown there.
Oh,
maybe it's radiation. I don't know what it is, but it's small. It's maybe like 4 by 6, and there's a little bit of moss that grows there, but that's it. Like it must be a really hardy version of moss. So anyway, I'm still trying to figure out how they can just update their address. I imagine it's the same employees that handle driver's licenses that are doing it.
Behind Rudy, that's the point. That's what he's been begging and trying, and no one says, nope, nothing, can't. That would be frustrating.
Contrast that with the people that helped us when we were building our Airbnb. And we were like, oh, crap, we're going to have to go through rezoning because we're not zoned for multifamily and everything. And we went down and they're like, oh, it's old property, no setbacks. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's fine. Like anything? Like we could rent this out? Yeah, no problems. And they signed off. We had them write it all out, signed it off. We're permitted. Everything's fine. Because the property was just so old that they never bothered to go in and put the rules in place for it. anybody else tries to do that, they shut them down. There are people who have built barns and things on their property, and they have to tear them down because the zoning. But we got away with it, so it's permitted.
Red makes a great point. We should all get out of here before A starts in on us at Amber because he's on a roll. But,
We've been here a little bit.
Yes. I
How was
like
it
Galley May's point.
non-topic podcast, the quickest hour of my day. Crazy.
Same. I don't know, Scott, it happens to me too. When we start in on our stories, when we're just kind of following the realm, and then we interject with our own personal experiences and whatnot. And then I rarely look at the clock to see where it is. Unless maybe I know my wife's not home and when she's maybe coming around, and I'll glance, but then I look up and go, holy cow, we haven't gone through 3 of our stories, and it's we're an hour deep into the show. It's every Thursday night. That's the way it just flies by. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. I love it. It's the highlight of my week, and maybe one day I'll do a live stream from the strip of yard that's You can come bid. You can own property I once paid taxes on. Once. And it's now delinquent.
Do you know how a penguin would build his house on that strip of property?
How?
He glue it.
Nice. What is the center of gravity? V.
B? Dang it, I knew it. I was counting the letters in my head and I didn't want to be wrong.
12 says, make this 2 hours. We could go all night, but I don't know. I've got a bill to pay. I've got to figure out how to do this. I wonder if I can pay in advance. You know, like give them like $100. Be like, now you owe me, and then they'll probably send me a refund check. I'll just never cash it, right? Just like, it's prepaid.
Well, I don't have any money, so you can't cash it.
It's like we spent it, but it's not ours. I don't know. I've got to figure out what to do there. But
love it. Figuring out what to do. What time are you live tomorrow? And what are you covering? What's going on? I know everyone here probably knows, unless we have got some late people checking in. What's your schedule?
I tweeted out, they seated the jury tonight. They're starting. The jury has to be in at 8:45 tomorrow for Donna Adelson. So we'll be picking up Donna Adelson, and then maybe a lunch break, trying to catch closing arguments for the other one. And then, I don't know. It's gonna be a busy day tomorrow. It's Friday. Closing arguments for Georgia.
Only 80% through the work week. It's going to be a busy day.
I need about 40% more left over to cover everything that's going on tomorrow. But Donna Adelson starts tomorrow. It will be opening arguments. I thought we had them already tonight. We were going to, but it turns out they still needed 4 more jurors. They have them now. We're all set to go, and it's going to be exciting. This case is going to go to September 5th is what they've slated it for. So
Perfect.
A couple weeks, and it'll be a real banger. So
love it.
Excited.
Awesome.
You got plans for the weekend?
I do. Golf on Saturday morning and nothing from there, but I'll find something to get into. But got a cold front hitting Texas early next week. We're looking at high 70s in August in North Texas. It's like
That's
a lottery
cool.
winning. So
Awesome.
Yes, can't wait. Although it's going to hurt the grass. It's going to make damp, but it's okay. It's all good. Can't wait. It's been hot, but I'm excited. So thank you everyone for tuning in. See you all tomorrow. Have a great evening.
We'll see you.